Well, he's trying to weaken him. He's trying to humiliate him. He's trying to embarrass him. What Donald Trump is trying to do is not only exploit the weaknesses of Justin Trudeau, but to reach out to Canadians who indeed support his policies. Prime Minister Trudeau is well aware of concerns within his party and his ability to lead. This is a very difficult decision for him to make, but at the end, he has to decide what is in the best interest of the country, not what is in the best interest for his political future.
Pressure continues to mount on Justin Trudeau. Another member of his party is publicly demanding for him to step down as Prime Minister. Calgary Liberal MP George Shahal publishing a letter saying he's had enough of Trudeau's leadership. What do you think? Is it time for Trudeau to step down, and do you think he will?
Well, ultimately, it's going to be the Prime Minister's decision. We saw what played out in the United States several months ago with Joe Biden facing critics from his own party. He ended up deciding to step down and allow Kamala Harris to run in his place. But these are such sensitive conversations and issues that they really should be discussed behind closed doors. It's humiliating for leaders. It's embarrassing. And at the very least, I think the Prime Minister deserves the respect from members of his party who have concerns, of course, but these should be discussed behind closed doors.
John Williamson says he'll put forward a non-confidence motion at a meeting on January 7th. If passed, it could bring down the government and trigger an election. How likely is this to happen?
I mean, it certainly could happen. There are a lot of moving parts right now. Prime Minister Trudeau is well aware of concerns within his party and his ability to lead. This is a very difficult decision for him to make, but at the end, he has to decide what is in the best interest of the country, not what is in the best interest for his political future.
Now, President-elect Donald Trump once again firing shots at Trudeau, calling him governor on Twitter right after Christmas, and reiterating his idea to have Canada as the 51st state. Is this an indication that tension is rising between the two leaders?
They had a fairly rocky relationship during the first term of Trump's presidency. These are antics that he often employs in order to get under the skin of world leaders. And Justin Trudeau will certainly find himself in the firing line, for the first few months of his presidency, unless, of course, he steps down before that happens. What Donald Trump is doing is baiting the prime minister. And the key is don't take the bait. The president-elect, soon to be president of the United States, often employs these strategies. He's delusional if he thinks that he's going to convince Canada to become the 51st state. He's completely delusional if he thinks that Denmark is going to give up Greenland, or if the United States is going to regain control of the Panama Canal. But these are just shots across the bow. It's not to say that Canada shouldn't take these issues seriously. We have to prepare for the second term, and I know that's what the Prime Minister and his advisors have been thinking about over the last several weeks.
Is this sort of part of Trump's strategy? Perhaps he's not crazy about Trudeau and he knows he's weak right now, his own party coming after him. If he baits him online, is this sort of adding to that? Is he trying to weaken him in a way?
Well, he's trying to weaken him. He's trying to humiliate him. He's trying to embarrass him. But the reality is the bilateral relationship between Canada and the United States is among the most important relationships in the world. We share the longest undefended border on the globe, close to 9,000 kilometers in length. We engage in excess of $3 billion in two-way trade each day. What Prime Minister Trudeau and his advisors have to do is to convince the incoming Trump administration how important this relationship is and how critical it is to cooperate and to collaborate on issues that have become the focus of concern, whether it's the border, Canada's commitment with respect to defense and other sectors. It's very, very important for this relationship to remain strong and resilient.
And there are a lot of Canadians who are fond of Trump. So is this not a good look for Trump?
Well, it is. And again, what Donald Trump is trying to do is not only exploit the weaknesses of Justin Trudeau, but to reach out to Canadians who indeed support his policies, who also share concerns about the economy and immigration commitments on the world stage. So this drives a further wedge between Justin Trudeau and Canadians who we would have to depend on for support should he decide to remain before the next election.